Hello everybody and welcome back to our 4th Age Total War Harondor campaign, where things are going fairly well. We're over 100,000 in the bank, we've got some nice property in Gondor, and we seem to be pretty well positioned to hold off any rambunctiousness on the part of the Reunited Kingdom. They do have a force here headed from western Gondor that has, I believe, a decent mix of stuff in it. This is about a half stack, and they've got some units that are going to range anywhere from their lower tier militia footmen types, up through some higher level archers, if I remember correctly, and maybe even a few units of cav that could be some trouble for us. We've got a couple of armies operating in the region, though. Down here next to Anu Fallas Keep, we've got a couple of family members, our heir leading the bunch here on the besieging of Anu Fallas Keep. We're going to try to storm that next season. Yeah, once we get these siege towers built, we're going to deal with that. We've also got an army over here under Fuinur the Great Conqueror, and I believe he was sort of holding off on assaulting Arnak and Pelargir previously. There's a few ways we could play this. One, we could just go and put one of these places under siege, or the other, and try to take it. It probably would take us a few turns. The other is ignore them and head this force west to maybe try taking out some of these other settlements. This is really the heartland of Gondor now, I would say. But I think we're going to try something else. We're going to try a bit of spy stacking and see if we can have our chances improved there. So we've got a spy in Pelargir already. He's giving us a 32% chance of just opening the gates if we attack. So no siege. We would assault, but we wouldn't have to build siege equipment. We could just go in through the gates. Now that is a bit of a mixed proposition, honestly, because we're still going to be under fire from the towers, and we're still going to have to deal with these units. But on the other hand, it gives us a very quick capture, and that kind of seems attractive to me right now. I've been maybe a little shyer than I needed to be in terms of my conquests, right? Everything is looking good. There's not a yellow face in sight. All of my faces are smiling and green, or I guess that's not a smile, but regardless, they're pretty happy over here. Even in the newly conquered territories of Tarnost and Dol Amroth, we've got skeleton garrisons, and things are looking pretty good with a yellow face. So that's pretty decent. That's making me feel like maybe we can afford to be a bit more aggressive. So let's go ahead and take, let's see, our best spy here. He's a 3 subterfuge, a 3 rank spy. We'll get him down to Pelargir. This is a 100% chance of success. Let's see what 32 goes up to with him in there. 51%. Man, okay. Let's put another one in here. What does that do? 60. Okay, so it's diminishing returns. Fair enough. I don't think we have anybody in Arnak. Nope. We probably have someone in Emin Arnin. No agents at all, because we got a family member here. Well, let's go and recruit a few more spies, and let's take this guy. He's only got 2 rank, but let's put him into Pelargir. And that brings it... Oh, he got killed. Yep, okay. So we got 60. That's, almost 2/3. Let's see if we can do that. The gates are open. All right, let's jump into Pelargir. So we're trying to do a surprise attack on Pelargir. Inside, we're going to find a unit of men-at-arms commanding. We've got a unit of King's Longbowmen, and we've got a unit of Mariners, as well as these Tier 2 King's Swordsmen. The Mariners are a dangerous unit. Good defense, good attack, very, very disruptive missile attack as well. Of course, the men-at-arms are going to be tough. So, this is going to be a difficult fight. But I kind of like it. It feels somewhat fair. Pelargir, if I remember correctly, also has a pretty comprehensive battle map. I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe it uses the more hilly Dunedain settlement layout. So I think there will be a sort of a hill with the plaza on top of it, which will add to the challenge. So it's also always fun to fight on those maps. We are still going to have to deal with the stone walls, of course, but when you attack in this way, through spies opening the gates, the good part is that there shouldn't be anybody on the walls. Or if they are, they're going to be in kind of a random position. Okay, and Pelargir does not get the hilly map, so this is going to be a nice, swift assault for us. This is going to be a little Sangahiendo and what is the other guy's name? A couple of Corsair leaders, brothers, I believe, descendants of who? Oh, not Eldakar. Who's the bad Castamir? A couple of the Castamarioni brothers got together in the 1600s, I want to say, before the Great Plague, I think, and attacked Pelargir, slew the king, and I think burned the place down. They did some damage, let me just say that. So we're going to give that a shot here. We're going to do a lightning attack. Sangahiando and it was another crazy name. These Southron names are pretty intense. Okay, we can't see where they're deployed, unfortunately. I thought we could when we start. But when we start, what we're going to see is they are going to be all over the place. I'm debating, do I want to have some guys like here to rush in from two sides at once? And that probably makes sense. Let's take all of our cav. Yeah, let's get all of these guys, group them together. And we're just going to be running around with these guys. And I don't think I want to risk my bodyguard with that troop, but I will get these guys into the walls. Yeah, no. We get the Mariners right here. Okay, so they're going to absorb Mariner javelins is what's going to happen. And I think after a little while, some of these units are going to change their positioning. So the longbowmen are over by this gate. We've got here the Mariners, and then inside... Yeah, see, this is... We're going to lose these guys. This is... very possibly not going to go well. Alright, we do have some Gondorian swordsmen I could throw in. And just wear them down by force of numbers. These are mercenaries, these are relatively cheap units. We do not have a great siege assault army. What I could do is ignore the King's Longbowmen and go around to the other gate and just get in here and distract them. There is another unit. Where are they? The men-at-arms. Here we go. Okay. And they're not moving yet. So this is the captain unit. Here he is. He's the guy we will have to defeat. Yeah, Mariners winning easily. Now, do gates shoot inward? They used to, and I can't remember if that was something that got modded out. If they do, then we can hope for some friendly fire against these Mariners. Of course, this is all not going optimally. But you can see there are some advantages, potentially, to a siege, spy-type siege situation. If this were a normal assault, we would have men up on the walls, we'd have the longbowmen, no doubt, on the walls, ready to fire down at us, and we'd have to be moving our siege equipment to either attain those walls or to get through them or bust through the gates or something like that. And we would take, we'd take a lot of losses. This way, we are going to take a lot of losses, but that's only because I'm feeling a little lazy. If I were taking a bit more time and care with this, we could get through a lot better. If I had moved some of these guys around to the other gate, for example, that could have worked out. How are we doing here? 54 men. All right, we're grinding them down somewhat. The spearmen are just here for numbers, and this is kind of what they're here for, right? We're tying up the Mariners. Then the swordsmen are going to come in. They're going to have a better shot anyway. These guys are getting slowly tired. All right, let's head down through here. I'm going to make sure we've got all of these light guys off of skirmish. And what we're going to do with them, I think, is just kind of pick away at the King's swordsmen, get them at least out of the plaza. And if an opportunity presents itself, we could maybe get around here and hit the Mariners in the back, which we probably could. Yeah, we could get you around here, but I want to get away from the towers first. As you can see, that is a bit of a problem. Okay, Mariners are now marching. Yep, okay, so now they're reacting. Yes, we can see the units now pulling out, trying to reposition. They don't like the fact that I have arrived through this other gate. And we are throwing javelins here at the King's swordsmen. Very nice. And the men-at-arms are moving as well. All right. So, we didn't lose anybody here. Let's try to get the walls. See if we can capture them. All right, we'll kind of pull back. And are we going to run into bowmen? Not over here. They're going around this way to the central street for the plaza. Okay, so what we want to do with our cav is keep them from getting bogged down initially. And we want to just pull units away and get them into different positions. Great. Now we can march forward. I think everyone can come straight in here without trouble now. And let's get the mercenaries up here. We want to get our infantry tied up in some configuration where we can bring the cavalry around, obviously, to hit their own infantry. But, you know, let's see if we can hit these longbowmen with our javelins. That might be a good use of their time. Well, we'll hit whatever we can reach. And then we have archers of our own, too. Alright, it's working out pretty well. Running low on javelins. We want to head over here and try to stay a little bit away from the towers. Alright, some of you guys still have javelins left. Let's bring you back. Alright, 48 swordsmen, and we'll bring you around here. Alright, we are getting some tower fire, unfortunately. Okay, here we go. King's longbowmen in melee with the swordsmen who are utterly tired. So, our swords of Harad. Yeah, they're all going to march up here. That's fine. Let's get them with the most guys up front, I think. And we'll kind of get them in staggered layers, I suppose. We can maybe also have some room to bring some more men around the right. Here we've got men-at-arms and longbowmen. And then in here, we've got the mariners and the king's swordsmen. Now, I think the mariners have used up their javelins. They're certainly not trying to find targets, so that's good news. We will have to bait them out, but we've got archers of our own to do that. And once we get our swordsmen up in position, they'll start throwing their javelins into this melee. So we can afford to take our time a little bit here. We can grind this out. These mercenary swordsmen are definitely not going to make it. But here we go. Already got some javelin throws in. Alright, and these men-at-arms are down quite a bit already. Much more than I would have thought. Wow. Alright, and some of these guys are under fire too. So we need to be aware of that. You can pull you back. Fantastic. Alright, and we do have units of swordsmen with full javelins, I guess. Quivers, whatever you want to call it. I think I do want to make sure you're facing the right way. We don't want to have you accidentally being flanked. And inside, 41 mariners, 18 king's swordsmen. They get really wrecked. And here's the king's longbowmen. There's 80 of them, so they see, or 18 rather, so they seem like pretty good targets for a charge. Yeah, let's bring him down in. We may get caught in the plaza a little bit here, so I want to be somewhat cautious. Yeah, as they start getting into the plaza, we're going to see, yeah, that. Okay. So the hope is that we can break the longbowmen and then pull the cavalry out. But while we're doing that, we may as well engage with the other guys. Okay, there go the bows. Let's bring the retainers up, I think. At least a little bit closer. Start getting some fear. Yep, let's pull the cavalry back here. We're just going to take a lot of losses in our cav, but That's all right. We've got reinforcements sitting in minus honor. There we go. Nice. Alright, let's bring these guys over here. Alright, and the Mariners are going to be the problem because they are still in that plaza. They're not going to rout. So yeah, let's bring Fwinir the Great Conqueror around. Hopefully he'll path the right way. And let's bring... Oh, there goes the general.
The enemy general was a fool. He sacrificed himself rather than leading his men to a dignified defeat.
Alright, we still got 52 men in this unit of Swords of Harad, and we're cutting them down pretty well. I mean, we're both tired in terms of both of our units' fatigue. Bring the bodyguard over. Now he's a very strong unit. I wonder. Let's pull these guys out. Let's do this. Let's do this a little more smart. Pull you back out. And we want to pull them out of the plaza, and we want to smash them into a rout, rather than get into a slog where we might lose the general. So we get lots of cav we can bait them with. We've got lots of these swords. We also have a bunch of archers who are not really able to fire from their current positions. Let's pull them up. You guys have done good work. Let's get you out of the way. Yep, you can hear the archers firing. But I don't know that they're actually going to hit anything. Maybe from here, they will have a bit of a shot. Let's speed it up. Nice Mariner. Alright, we've got the King Swordsman. Nope, not going to do it. Okay, here we go. This is what we're waiting for. And let's just hit him with all of our cav. That's handy. They're utterly tired now. And this should really be it. Yeah. Okay, great. Clear victory. We lost several hundred men. Over 400 according to those stats. So, you know, it was a costly battle for Pelargir, but now that's gone. The only place they've got nearby to minus honor currently is Arnak, and we can isolate that now much more easily. Otherwise, we would be playing this constant back and forth. So let's take a look. Jeez. I'm thinking it might be time to expel. We'll take some of that population. We're going to move it over to places like, well, do we have a governor here? Yeah, we've got governors in Minus Honor. We've got governors in Emin Arnin. I believe Dol Amroth has a governor. Nope, not currently. All right, so we got to take these guys off local governance. You don't have to, but I like to. It's just easier for me to tell at a glance that way. Okay, so now we got some more population in a few of these settlements that had lost it as a result of our conquest. But there we go. We got Pelargir. We've got basically all of the coast now, from Dol Amroth all the way down to Umbar, including all the coasts along the Anduin itself. I guess with the exception of this stretch, Lasarnak does cut across here. I wasn't quite sure if it only consisted of the inland portion or if part of it bordered the Anduin. Okay, but because we have a fort here, we're not really under threat from a sudden siege coming from Arnak anyway. So now we can reconfigure. And we've got decent numbers. We've got enough cav to work with. This is not, you know, great. We've got these guys down to less than half in most of these units. But it's manageable. I think we could make some good use of them. So let's get rid of this Lord's Barracks, which I think is tier 3. We'll keep the Law Keepers. And, ooh, they had city development. So I don't think we can use this. Maybe we can. I'm going to keep it for now. Harondor is not a faction that can normally build city development, so it can't make these specialization buildings. And so for factions that can do this, you've got like another building tree that you can make use of that gives you like 5 or 6 different options usually. And the Reunited Kingdom gets quite a few, but obviously we can't build them. Now in the most recent versions of the mod, I believe it has been set up so that factions like Harondor or Tharbad or Farharad, these smaller factions, can take advantage of specialization buildings that are already built by certain factions, at least. So if Farharad conquers the Mumikil training grounds that Harad starts with, Farharad can actually use that and start training its own Mumikil units. In fact, that's the only way Farharad can get Mumikil, because they can't build the building themselves, but they can make use of it if it's already built. So I believe there might be something that we can also make use of because we are Harondor and we have some affinity with the Reunited Kingdom, but I don't think we can build any of these buildings ourselves. I'm going to leave it, though, for now, just because I don't think it's hurting anything, although I could be wrong. But the other thing is we may... Well, I guess we can't use it as a precursor for anything because we can't build any of these things. So we'll probably get rid of this at some point if I think of it. But for now, I think we're okay to leave it. So let's see. Do we want to keep the military? I guess we may as well. I think everything else is just like happiness stuff, population stuff that we want to keep. And at some point, we'll get rid of this Homeland Dominion. But let's see how the population looks in the meantime. If we leave the mercenaries inside, I don't think we're going to be able to stay. We could go down to low. That gives us 45%. So we're going to have to leave some, maybe some of these guys. They may not be able to make it. So let's go ahead and leave a couple likely units of swords. What is that? That's at 70. So that's just enough. And let's move these right here. Next season, we'll probably go for Arnak, right? Let's bring... Let's see, do we have just enough? Yeah, we can take all of you guys. And there we go. And in fact, why not? We'll put it under siege. We'll see if we're attacked this season. And we don't need all of these agents here, but I would like to keep, the best one, just because there is a risk of assassins and other scouts causing trouble. So otherwise I'll use, you two for just scouting. Make sure we're not snuck up on around here. Alright, and this is my emissary too, so I guess we could send him. I mean, we could like bribe some of these armies. What would that cost? 50,000. No thanks. That's way too high. So we'll just remember that's an option in case we're feeling like we've got nothing else to do with our money. Okay. So that's Pelargir gone, and the other thing that I did sort of in between episodes here is I have queued up the Lord's Barracks down in Umbar City. So that means in 8 seasons, we will be ready to train Retainer Spearmen. So a very nice unit that'll fill a bit of a gap in our roster for higher tier spear units. And it'll be nice to see them on the battlefield. Assuming we get that far. I mean, we may... I don't know. We may wrap this up relatively soon. Let's see. So, as usual, we're seeing a very stable situation in the east, with Farharad clearly in a lot of trouble, down to, I think, just the one settlement. I don't know what exists over here, so I could send some spies over. But Harad has taken over Athencaris. We are still at war with them, at least nominally, but they've made no trouble. And I did also build another watchtower here just to ensure that we're not going to get sneak attack through Parchereb, because this is one continuous province. So sometimes the AI will sneak an army right over to from Parchereb, which you wouldn't usually expect. So with that, I was going to say we lost a little bit last season. We may have, but let's check that last season's report. But we didn't actually, because we conquered and we destroyed some buildings. So we are slated to make 13,000 this one. We lost a scout in Habad. Oh, and we need to give some thought to this, because all we've got in here is a family member. So let's see. Let's train a unit of just garrison. Footmen of Harad levies. That'll do it. And meantime, I'll just send one up through here.
Out of moves, great lord.
Okay. Alright, so we've got some scouts building up.
My eyes are yours.
Let's see. Yeah, let's send you north.
Unseen, unheard,
And I think I'd like to have a spy up here. And in Minas Anor and in Emin Arnon, we've just got spies that were created as kind of backups from our Pelargir mission. So yeah, here we go. This is the three King's Swordsmen who are trying to prevent our assault of Arnak. Now this is going to be another tricky situation where we've got a couple of longbowmen. At least there could be a third unit here. But I'm guessing this is something else. Most of these, though, are Kingdom Militia, and then we've got one unit of the Lasarnic Axemen. So this is basically the same army we just had. We've added a strong footmen unit to the lineup, which is going to be really helpful. But otherwise, it's basically the same thing. But that said, I think we would be pretty good to take it. The only problem now is Pelargir, because the public order here is pretty bad. So let's see. 2 seasons, then we'll be able to get going on Outland Dominion and Minas Anor. I think that's the only place where we need to develop that. So how about this? Alright, we're starting to see encroachment from some of the larger stacks. They're grouping up and they're sending stuff our way. Here we go. Yes. Yes, indeed. We've got a unit of Knights of Dol Amroth, 2 units of Men-at-Arms, and a bunch of Kingdom Militia. This will be a fun, satisfying fight. I think we can handle it, and if we manage our skirmish guys correctly, I think we should be okay. So I wonder then if we want to maybe abandon Arnak just for the moment, and let's head over here. And again, I know I seem very back and forth about this. You know, one episode saying, no, we need to hold off, and then the next episode just saying, yeah, let's just go for it and take Pelargir, and then now I'm saying let's take Arnak, but let's not. But again, you know, you've got to respond to the evolving situation, right? Pelargir we took, and we decided we could man it with a skeleton garrison, and if I stuck around longer, we, you know, with larger forces, we could, of course, have had higher public order here, but then again, we would have had fewer men in the army, and we're going to need these men. Because let's get the spy over here, see what we're looking at with this force under Lieutenant Osso here. It's nothing but Kingdom. Okay. All right, we should be able to handle that then. So let's do this. Let's do this. We will take this fort here, Anu Fallas Keep, and we're just going to assault that. We're not going to get the reinforcements because they're more than 1 tile away, and this should be a pretty straightforward one. The reason I'm assaulting the fort, the keep here, is because there's no penalty to public order when you add another fort to your territory. It still counts as taking another province, which is nice, but it doesn't hurt you in terms of having lots of provinces without homeland dominion buildings in them, because you can't build the dominion buildings in forts anyway. So I definitely don't want to send you guys against towers and stuff. We will take some more expendable unit, no offense. I guess that's gonna be swords, right? We're gonna see if we can do it this way. So if we've got a fort like this, there's like 2 good spots to assault. I like this way, and unfortunately we can't quite get the good angle on it. So we will have to go around a little bit, but I think that'll be fine. And then let's get our archers. Okay, we just got these 2. Get them right here, ready to get up on the walls. And we've got some scary skirmishers. They might do some good too. Get you guys all off skirmish. Yep. What else do we want to send in? I mean, I guess the tough guys. So we'll get them lined up just in case. And if we can capture the gates, yeah. Tell you what, let's split off a few of these guys and head them towards the gates in case the opportunity comes. All right, so yeah, no one's up on the walls. Because, of course, they've just got the one unit here, King Swordsman. I'm overthinking it as usual. So we'll just get around. But there's the Reunited Kingdom fleet that is lying just off the shore. Not really able to assist. And off in the distance there, to the southeast, I guess, we've got a few more ships. Is that ours? Probably not. It's probably another Reunited Kingdom boat that's just stationed. And the interesting thing about this is that this is proof, I believe, that the developers saw the fleets, or the ships that you can build, not as one ship, but as a fleet of ships. Because I think there's just a single boat. Like, if we were to go to the campaign map and see what is the Reunited Kingdom fleet that is just off Anu Fallas Keep, I think we'd see it's just a single ship. But here we've got it represented by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 boats on the battle map.
Now the enemy cannot hide behind these pitiful walls.
So that's really interesting. I never noticed that before. That's really intended to represent an entire fleet of ships, not just like one boat. Which, again, over the years, you have to come to realize that, because otherwise, well, there's a lot of inherent ridiculousness with any abstraction, right? Like you're building one boat, it takes a year. What is it doing? Like, you can only have it in one position. You can't like patrol with them or anything. So there's some weirdness. But thinking of it in a more abstract sense as multiple fleets makes more sense. Okay, now they're firing inland. They're firing inward. Interesting. Did I not just have an episode where we were like expecting the towers to fire inward on a fort, and it didn't? And I thought, oh, we must have changed that. So I wonder if it got changed or just always worked this way for like the Umbar forts, like the ones that Harad can build. And now we're throwing the javelins and they're gone. Yeah. Interesting. Okay. See, that's the type of fort assault experience that I'm used to, that I'm sort of always expecting. But we didn't get that. I think we were assaulting forts down by Umbar. And those forts, for some reason, were not firing inward. And so I don't know why that is. Or maybe this is the one that's in error. So let's just occupy. It doesn't make much difference here. Happy public order. But yes, Captain of Ships Malbeth, 7 men. Right? And there was like 6 ships off in the distance. So interestingly, the other thing about this is that we saw another ship down here somewhere. And I know this doesn't make any strategic sense, but let's bring the spy down. See if I can see. Yeah. So this is the first time that I've ever used the battle map to spy out or to determine that there was another force on the campaign map. How awesome is that, actually? This is a wonderful aspect of the way that the battle map and the campaign map in this game relate to one another. You could not, I don't know if you could do this in the modern games, right? Look off into the distance and see a fleet of ships in the distant horizon, and then go back out to the campaign map and see, oh yeah, sure enough, there's a fleet of Harad here. They got 68 men crewing a Corsair Marauder, and they got some Gondorian Axemen as well. That's just, to me, that's fascinating. I love that. All right, well, we've got Anu Fallas Keep. It cost us probably 0 men, and so now we've got to staff it. We've got to man it with something. Now, maybe there's some mercenaries here. Let's see. Got lots of these Kingdom Militia. I'm inclined to ignore these little bits and head up here to hit him with the thinking that maybe we could group them all up. But maybe I should wait to deal with this force first. Let's go ahead. I really don't want to fight in the woods, this little silly battle. We wouldn't be able to reach him anyway, it turns out. But I will also have to be careful because now, theoretically, Pelargir and Linhir are under threat from Arnak as well. So this is all going to come together in an interesting way, but let's see. What can we do here? Can we get a merc? Nope, not here, and not here. So we're stuck with what we have. Well, let's leave behind. I kind of want to keep these mercenary swording skirmishers with the main army. And if anything, I'm thinking maybe we leave the Swords of Harad. I mean, they're a great unit, but they're easy to replace. The archers are harder to replace. Actually, maybe we should do this. There we go. I like that better. Just a Gondorian swordsman. Doesn't much matter. Let's take a look at what they've got for the settlement here. Okay, so we could train Dunedainic militia levies if we had the population for it. And we will. It's a normal tax rate. We're going to lower it. So in a few years, I think 450 is the floor for population. So this is only giving us 12 excess men. This unit requires 80, so it's going to take us a while before people start coming back. But let's go up here. Jeez, I want to be careful. I don't want to get hit by this army necessarily. Well, maybe I should, though. Maybe I should welcome it. We've got 23 provinces. We need 30. I know we're going to get this one. We're going to have to get this one. That's going to bring us to 25. 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, right? It's all within grasp, theoretically. But we got to get this too. So we're very, very close. But I want to clear out the trash, so to speak, before we can reliably engage. And I don't want to do it piecemeal. I want to do a big battle. So let's get up here, kind of see what they're going to do. I mean, I imagine you guys could just hit Dol Amroth, and that would be very annoying. But let's just maintain our position up here in the hills. Let's see. If we go here, I mean, actually, if we go here, I don't think this is a very hilly position, but it gives us some movement points. It theoretically allows them both to hit us, and we might do a good job. So let's see what the AI is going to do here. If they're gonna gang up on that one force, okay. Harad's trying to do stuff with diplomats, never a good sign. Reunited Kingdom, yep, goes for Dol Amroth, and anything else? Okay, they go for Pelargir, that's fine. No attacks, though. Alright, but here you can tell, yes, they've grouped up some men under Lieutenant Ostohair, and this is the... Oh, gosh, what do we have? Let's take a look. Lieutenant Galazgil is just Kingdom Militia. Dol Amroth, we might be able to hold this off with this. If they assault, I think we might be able to. Osterhair we can't quite see, so let's get the spy over there. It's all Kingdom Militia, my gosh. Okay. And here's our chance to get some good units beaten down. Let's see what the news is. Alright, nothing new there. We've got our levies down in Umbar to replace the ones that we're sending north to Habad. Great. Merwan of Adabara is attuned in Minus Honor, which is fantastic. Lordship of Pelennor. Yeah, when we made a lot of money because I forgot to spend it, which that's fine, I guess. And Pelargir is besieged as well as Dol Amroth, as we knew. Okay, let's do a quick spending run. I mean, we'll be spending stuff next turn, I guess, at Minus Honor regardless. Maybe we should go for some Harondor Outriders. Did I not train any of these? Did I just forget to ever train them? I think I did. So we're going to rectify that. We're going to go for 4 units. It's going to take us 8 seasons to train them all. It take 2 seasons to train a single one of those Harondor Outriders, but they're very cool, so hopefully they'll be worth it. And that's going to eat into some of our profits, so maybe we'll just call that good. The fact that Harad is trying stuff with a diplomat suggests that they don't quite know what to do, or they're maybe interested in some bribery. But let's get our spies going north just to see the state of things up here. Okay, still kind of status quo. Rohan is across the river. We've got Rovania down here. Okay, fair enough. So, I don't know where the scary units are, but I think they're here. So let's use this spy to check this out. No. No, they're not. Where are the Dol Amroth, Knights of Dol Amroth? Are they in the trees? Oh my gosh, this is kind of stressful. Well, jeez. I guess they could be down here, right? I guess in theory they could have... No, I don't think they could have gotten around us. But this is interesting. Okay. One thing we can do is this. We can have a nice, satisfying battle right here, attacking a ridiculous army of Kingdom Militia. We're clearing out the Deadwood. If anything, we're doing the Reunited Kingdom a favor. Okay. And this is an open battle. Well, it's not super open because we got all these trees. But this is the kind of situation that we should do pretty well in. Because we've got a decent amount of swords. They've got nothing but lower tier spears. We've got some archers, they don't. We've got a bunch of cav, they don't. So, because we've got trees, I want to keep, you know, my relevant cav together. And let's bring you over here too. We could do a lot of damage, just even with cav charges. All right, so skirmishers, 2 archers. Okay, I think that's fine. All of our swords are lined up in a nice compact line. I wish I knew, like, under what conditions the AI set this up for you, because they don't always do this. And then we've got, okay, we've got 3 units of lancers. Let's put them all together. And then we've got our bodyguards behind the main force. Let's keep them kind of close. We'll do a nice group here. And we'll set you like this. And probably they're going to be right in front of us. Oh, no, they're going to be over on that hill. Okay. Well, it doesn't matter all that much, honestly. Let's get like here. And let's see what they're going to do. Yeah, we've got a lot of marching, unfortunately. Hopefully they're not going to get smart and try to take the high ground, but they may head over in that direction. I'm just going to wait with my cav. I don't want to bait them like up the hill, right? So we'll get the infantry over here. And the cav can just go over here for now. This is, I'm looking forward to a battle like this. Just very satisfying. Like, I know this is not the AI at its best, right? They're going to struggle. Whoops. But it's every now and then, it's very fun to just have a kind of battle where you can theoretically do it while taking minimal losses. So they're approaching here. We're going to be able to get behind him with some of our cav. Get a nice little charge in if they even stick around, which they won't. They're going to turn and show us their backs. We may get one of these guys to rout, but I'm going to hold back. Keep some javelins for later. This is just giving our infantry that much more time to get into position. Our archers are firing. There we go. Let's turn it like this. And the nice thing is we've got a lot of fear units between our bodyguards and these swording skirmishers. We're going to do pretty well. Big danger is arrows to the back of the head here for these frontliners, unfortunately. So I could move these guys up. Why don't I do that? I very frequently end up killing my own ranged guys. But in this case, they got no cav, so they should be able to skirmish responsibly away. Let's get the bodyguards here because I'm happy for them to do a flank charge if need be, but these guys may just rout anyway. They're isolated, they're getting shot at, they are being surrounded. And we're just pouring arrows down into them. There they go. We'll just survey this. Just watch the route. And see if they're going to send anybody else up towards us. Yep, they may be gathering for a push. Have we fired? Yeah, we fired actually all of our javelins already, so that's great. We could tie up this entire line with our superior infantry. So let's group them up and let's just send them down. We've used up a lot of arrows, a lot of javelins. Let's send the rest of those guys down and get the Harondor riders around for router duty. Let's get the bodyguards over here to flank up, and they're not always choosing the best matchups. As you can see, they're trying to chase some unit that was reasonable as a target earlier, but is no longer. All right, mad skirmishers. Yeah, let's get them all just back over here. And let's send the horsemen, I guess, in this direction. They're right after the enemy here. They're shaking, they're wavering. We're going to hit them in the flank, probably. I don't think they're going to be able to reform in time. Nope. Did take some losses in that. But it's hard to do a charge without taking any losses at all, so I am happy with all of this. Alright, and let's get the generals involved too, because we've got some guys who are turning and trying to get around us here. There we go. Beautiful bodyguard unit here. Harondor retainers chasing down some Kingdom militia. Very good stuff. Alright, you guys are free. We'll head over here. Gonna get a little more friendly fire probably from the archers, so I guess we'll have them halt, take them off fire at will. A march order just to be totally sure. And let's send the bodyguards after the general there. They are wavering. Yep, there they go.
These men are perfect. They are running from the battle in terror.
Yeah, 91%. So we're just gonna get some XP if that's how this works. I'm not even sure. But we'll just chase him off the field here. So nice. We've gotten rid of one of the largest forces in the area, the largest actually, but I'm not totally satisfied because we've got some hidden units that we still need to find. I guess we'll get the end battle screen here pretty soon. We do need to track down those Knights of Dol Amroth, so that'll be the goal here for this next turn. But now that we've cleared out this force, we're free to relieve the siege of Dol Amroth at least. And maybe before anything else, I should turn around and relieve the siege of Pelargir with my other army. So, let's see. We can probably hit you. And they're going to withdraw. And this is just another unit of Kingdom militia. Let's head over here and get towards Pelargir. And see, we're not ambushed. Always good news. But we'll hit them next turn. They don't have anything built. They've got no siege equipment. I don't believe they have a spy. How would we know? It's hard to tell. I guess we would know by this, right? We'd know some of the alignment stuff would be telling us that there's a character in the province who's of a different alignment, potentially, although spies may not have alignment. That's right. And then we wouldn't know if this unrest is just the typical. I think it is. So I don't think there's any Reunited Kingdom spies in here. But if we are attacked, we would get those that army showing up as reinforcements anyway. So some missing Knights of Dol Amroth. That is something we'll have to watch for. But I think we'll leave that for the next episode, folks. We're going to take care of these guys in the next one, and then return and then see where this other force is. It's very mysterious to me. They certainly managed to pull together a lot of troops, a lot of Kingdom militia, and we've got, I think this is one of the units of men-at-arms we saw. I think they had 39 men. Oh, here they are. Okay, so that explains it. I think this is it. Yeah, there's the other men-at-arms unit. So they just split up and decided to garrison Ethring. Okay, interesting. A little disappointing. But what we could do, what we could have done, had I been paying closer attention to that, is grabbed Ethring, right, with an attack from, well, either of these armies could have taken it. Just hit this force, had them show up as reinforcements, right, to the garrison, like typical, and then taken the city. But we're pretty close to public order issues here after having taken Pelargir, and with the recent acquisition of Anu Fallas Keep, I think we've done pretty well for us this episode. Every now and then, you don't want to go too fast. But that said, we'll probably take another 1 or 2 settlements in the next one. So I'm looking forward to that. Hope to see you then. Until then, take care.